Welcome back to Cities Skylines. My name is Ben, I am an urban geographer, and I live in the city of Auckland, New Zealand, home of Hobbits, Lord of the Rings, the All Blacks, and Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. This is a continuation of a test series as I settle into video recordings. These recordings will be done weekly and will either be a single 10-minute or a two-parter at 10 minutes each. Keeps it nice, short, sharp and concise. And a welcome this time to my LinkedIn followers and viewers. So I'll be using Cities Skylines as streaming for two purposes. One, to show what I get up to in my off time, seeing you've all heard so much about Cities Skylines. Two, some of the urban simulation techniques that I do, then I take it into the real world. These streams will alternate just between general chit-chat and some of the more professional level stuff that gets done. So here we are in the game. I've opened up to my largest current city to date, Monaco, which is named after the second city centre of Auckland. Most of the names here that you can see, as we just take a quick brief around the normal view, have taken names of either places in Auckland or wider New Zealand, except for maybe minus Nuclear City. And in this first pass I'll give you a general outline of Cities Skylines, the menu that you can see here, and some of the mods I use, because this is definitely not the vanilla game. So let's get into cracking into the first part and just introducing the game and the city. I will alternate between Monaco and my second smaller city, which I just started, Grand Monaco Latent Cities. And you'll get a mixture of both first person view, which will be quite dominant as we go down to person level, what the citizens see, as well as this mode, which is where all the urban building is done. So let's get cracking, starting with a general outline. As you can see, this is the city as it is. If I go into first person mode, this is what it looks like minus the bar, and this is how we drop down to citizen level. You can see the individual names of what are called districts. So I bring up the district map. This is how you create your suburbs and also what are called themes and policies. So for example, if I go to the city centre and click on it, oops, sorry, I need to go to the actual policy window. Go to the policy window, click on the city centre. So you can see here, this is Monaco City Centre district. That gives you the population outline, the averaged zone buildings, the distribution. So as you can see, it's mainly office and commercial, given it's a city centre. The theme, the policies that I have in play, you can see down the right hand side which ones are enabled and which ones are not. So we'll just give a quick rundown. As you can see, taxation, you've got general taxation, which is seen in the budget, but you can also do it for general areas as well. City planning, and of course the themes. In this case, the theme here is European and international. If I go to the university estates, you'll see that the university city one is lit up, and that's all lit up here. So those are policies, and of course you could do citywide as well, to which I'm going to enable the book fair, which needed to be done. Oops. Okay, down the bottom of the menu is where the main business is done. Going left to right, you can see the time. So at the moment it's 1:56. The game's on pause on a Monday. I use what's called the rush hour mod, which simulates night, not only night and day, but how a city works, including its commutes, weekends, and events. See the name of the city, and then the items that play: roads, zones, districts, the utilities and infrastructure, plus some other stuff to customize the city. If we go down to these bars, you can see I have high demand for residential, so I've got a zone more residential, no demand for commercial, but some commercial for industry and offices. Current temperature is 14 degrees, the lower the temperature. Heating, this is a temperate, I believe a temperate map, so heating is not as important as the Boreal or winter maps. The bank balance, because this game blends Central government functions like schools, hospitals, and that, which is done in New Zealand. I have unlimited money I'm using with the excuse of modern monetary theory. Government never runs out of money. Ha ha ha. Population and change in the last 40 minutes. Now we're minus 90 basically because Sims live for 6 equivalent days and then they die off. We've also got some moving out because there's no room left in the city. So upcoming you will see I've got to do some serious zoning. That said, we've got some ready to go, but we'll cover that briefly in part 2, as well as the zones and what they mean. And I'm just going to... Right, quickly into the mods, and this will round out part 1. My information bar, but first we'll go into the mods, so you know how I'm playing this game. So the primary mods that I use, Networks Extensions 2, which gives me more transport road options including busways. Theme Mixer to allow mixing up of the themes. But now I'll show where the real guts of the business lies as we get down to it. So the first one we're going to look for is real time, or rush hour as it's called. This is what gives the night and day conditions, including the commutes, the peak commutes, 7 till 9, 4 to 6, weekends, lunch breaks, events, shopping, you name it. It just makes it more what you expect in a city, including wake up and sleeping times. The next one, which is absolutely compulsory, is the Traffic Manager President Edition, which allows you to control how your traffic is done. And this is going to be very important. The menu controls up here for when you do things like traffic lights, roundabouts, and a little word you'll get to know, lane mathematics. The final one is as soon as I find it, a Metro Overhaul mod, which allows better use of your heavy and light rail systems. And I'm just trying to find the last one, which is also critical for this. Transport Line Manager. How does that work? It comes critical for when we're doing this. Here's my transit system. You can see some of the lines there. Click the buses. This is how it works. It allows me to micromanage control of the transit network, including lines, colours, and how many buses, trains, and what type of vehicles service the area. So if we look at the buses, if I go to the prefixes, buses, I run it 4 standards. Metro, think of it as the Northern busway, high capacity, high frequency, always on the go, 24 hours. Standard, this is how most of the buses run in this case. So it adjusts to the peaks, well, it dies off in the night time. Light, your feeders, I run these, this is a 24-hour city, so we don't have buses shutting off at night time unlike Auckland. And this is your low capacity buses and acts as your feeders. And of course this is the same across the light rail network, but not for the rest because it's able to handle itself. So this is the basic layout. Those are the mods. This is all my information panels. We'll just take a quick look at traffic. Not too bad, could do better. And so on. So in part 2 we'll zoom in, and today we're going to go into the city centre because we're going to do some lane mathematics because the traffic is not responding well. We've got a bit of a heavy traffic patch here as this is going to show up. A bit ugly, so we're going to have to work out how to fix it. And of course this is when the great communication tool kicks in out into the professional world. Again, my name is Ben. I'm an urban geographer in real life, reside in the city of Auckland. Use Cities Skylines as both as a downtime tool as well as a communication device, which is what we're going to see in part 2 when we get this city underway. I'll be doing these posts every Sunday and they'll be uploaded, ready to go on Monday on benscities.blog.